What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, just wanted to give you guys a reminder that we are now 220 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And as always, I've said it before, I will say it again, if the channel does get to 500 subs, I'm opening up this Korean LOB box that I got from my partners over at Collector Store, so be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if the channel gets to 1,000 subs, I'm opening up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set. And with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed, and to top it all off, we gotta get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. And I know it's a bit of a random one, but the question of the day is this. What is your all-time favorite core booster box that had the word Duelist in it? Let me know down in the comments below. And for today's and for this week's episode, and for this week's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, we're going to be talking about the newest core set that has just been announced, known as Duelist Advance. Now, we know that this set will be available, will be released April 26th. So that doesn't give us a lot of time, honestly. And I think this is going to be the Let's see. I'm trying to think. I know that Supreme Darkness is going to be the first core set of the new year. So I think this is going to be the second core set of 2025. I think. Or sorry. In the TCG, I think this is going to be the third. I think this is gonna be the third, and then Alliance Insight will be the second core set of 2025. So this will be the third core set for the 2025 TCG, and we just found out that we're gonna be getting new cards that will be related to the new short anime series called Yu-Gi-Oh Card Game: The Chronicles that will be airing on YouTube on starting on April of next year. And I can tell just by looking at this photo here, just by looking at this right here, we're definitely going to be getting some new Sky Striker support and some new Dogmatica support. Some new Dogmatica / like Albaz support, if you will. And what I find so interesting is that every single time we get a core booster box that has the word Duelist in it, it always ends up being the most insane set of all time. Ever. It gets it ends up becoming the craziest set of all time. Like going all the way down, looking back at the very first set that had Duelist in its name, Soul of the Duelist, which was released on October 1st, 2004. This literally gave us the Horus it gave us the Horus Dragons dragon cards in that we desperately needed. We needed to see those cards get released, and we finally did. It even also gave us as well Mystic Swordsman level 2, which completely dominated the meta for like the longest time. But the funny thing is, during the time that this set got released, it didn't really see a whole lot of play until like I think until like what, maybe Edison format, if I remember correctly. The Armed Dragons debuted in the set. Mobius the Frost Monarch. This was basically the start of Goat format, and even also what's the Go format and Monarch format as well. It was the start of that, which is pretty crazy. Then of course too, you continue looking, and you look at Power of the Duelist. This was the set that introduced us to the Neo-Spacian side of the hero spectrum. Gave us a couple of, some pretty cool Dino support as well. The Destiny heroes actually debuted in this set, funny enough, and Dasher was the biggest chase card of the whole set. Literally the biggest chase card. Again, Dinos debuted in the set. The Alien archetype debuted in this set. And then just a bunch of really good cards, like Overload Fusion, Future Fusion, Mausoleum of the Emperor, which was a very broken card, funny enough. And then just a bunch of really good ones, like Destiny Mirage, perfect for the Destiny heroes. And then looking back again, another good set that came into mind was none other than Duelist Genesis. Think about what Duelist Genesis gave us. I mean, it literally gave us probably three of the most degenerate and the most broken decks of the game ever. It gave us it gave us Goyo, what was it? Goyo Turbo, I think was one that came into mind. Then then of course as well, another deck was Lightsworn, with the fact that we got some new support for them in the form of Genis Lightsworn Mender, funny enough. And then probably the most obvious, Teledad. Teledad was the set that was just horrifying to see. It's like what would happen if Thanos was playing Yu-Gi-Oh. He would be playing Teledad. Literally, that's how deadly it was. And it just dominated the meta for a very long time. And And then continuing down the line, I believe. Let's see. Continuing down the line, I think we also got as well return of the Duelist, which this one was actually kind of crazy. Not only did we get some extra Noble Knight support, which Noble Knights, they were like okay, but they really didn't pop off as people were expecting it to, funny enough. But this gave us probably one of the biggest, two of the most insane decks ever. Monolshe and Spellbook FTK. And what I mean by that is I believe, oh my god, what was the strategy? I think it was blue. I think it was blue boy plus double summon. I think it was, and then you were just like off to the races from there, which is absolutely insane. And then again, Monolshe and then the Geargias, they did okay, but they didn't become that much of a meta deck, I guess, if you will. So, but it was still pretty cool. It was still pretty damn cool. But again, Spellbook was like the biggest chase for the whole set. Let's see here. Moving down the line here. Number Hunter, Shadow Spectre. Duelist Alliance was the next set, and then was the next course set that had duels in its name. This was the set that introduced us to pendulums, and funny enough, pendulums didn't really pop off that well until I think until maybe a couple sets later, where it just really exploded. And by that point, Satellar Knight, Shadal, and I think Yangzing, I think it was, were probably three of the biggest hitters that Arc 5 could have given us, which is pretty crazy. And then going down the line, Code of the Duelist was the next one, and this, again, we all know this set introduced us to Link summoning, and again because that there weren't a whole lot of good Link monsters in this set. Literally, look, there was Firewall Dragon, Trickstar, Holly Angel, Goki the Great Ogre, Topologic Bomber Dragon, I'm Duke the World Child's Dragon, Ib the World Child's Priestess, Arum the World Child's Blade Master, Ningirsu the World Child's Warrior, Gaia Saber the Lightning Shadow, and Mrs. Radiant. So out of all these links, the only ones that were really good were Mrs. Radiant, were Mrs. Radiant, obviously because of the fact that Zodiac was still the biggest deck in the format. Gaia Saber, obviously, because it was just a good beat stick, and then Bomber Dragon. Bomber Dragon was actually kind of a bit tricky to summon, because you wanted to keep your board, but at the same time you also wanted to try and blow up your opponent's board as well. So yeah. And then Firewall Dragon, it didn't really go off until later, until in the later stages of Link summoning, but still it was pretty crazy. And then I would say Legendary Duelists were the Legendary Duelist sets were good. but there were only a couple that gave us some really good support. Like White Dragon Abyss was one, Magical Hero, Rage of Raw, and I think as well this one as well. Synchro Storm. This was the set that introduced us to Baron de Flor, which is now banned, unfortunately. But still, it was it was a weird one. It was really weird. And then you look at Rise of the Duelist. Oh my god, this was by far the craziest set ever. This introduced us to literally the Dogmaticas. And Dogmatica just literally Melfi, Infernoble Knight, Dogmatica, Albaz. Literally, this was the set that helped make the meta what it is now, which is insane. And then I think that's pretty much it as far as what I know. Wait a minute. Duelist Nexus is the next one, and this one was more into getting into the nostalgia and giving us cards that you would never think possible. So this introduced us to a new type of monster called Illusion, and it gave us literally the Gazelle archetype, I guess, if you will, which was pretty crazy. Yes, it did give us some new starter support, but it wasn't really that good. Like, there were some that were good, but there were others that just sucked. And again, you look at all those sets, every single one of them were literally like stupid crazy good. But the question is, with this set, Duelist Advance, what can we expect from the set? Well, aside from the fact that we could potentially be seeing some brand new Dogmatica or Albaz support, we could also potentially see some new Sky Striker support as well, which we haven't gotten any new Sky Striker support I think since Magnificent Mavens came out, which was pretty cool in my opinion. I have yet to open up at least one mini box of that set. I've been trying to find it. It is so hard to find that set, but it's weird because we know we've seen it in the past. Every time we get a booster set that has Duelist in its name, it's going to change the meta, and this could potentially be no different. We know, so as I said, with Soul of the Duelist, it literally gave us Horus decks that were so degenerate that a lot of the cards that were in the deck that wasn't Horus got limited or banned at some point, which is pretty crazy. You look at, again, Duelist Genesis, Teledad, and that deck dominated the meta for literally almost 2 years. So this set does have potential, but we don't know exactly what other cards we're gonna see from the set, except we do know one thing, and I just mentioned it. This set is going to change the meta. As far as what the meta will look like by that point, we don't know. But we do know that once we get Supreme Darkness, and once we get the Blue Eyes structure deck, we're gonna be seeing a format where Raziel is still legal, where Dragon Rulers will become meta once again, Blue Eyes will become meta, and heroes, evil heroes for that matter, for the most part, is going to be meta. Those are going to be the 4 decks that are going to be extremely broken by the time this set gets released. as far as what we can, as far as like what archetypes I would like to see get new support. Personally, I would love to see oh, what's that one archetype? I'm trying to think. Excuse me. I'm trying to oh my god, I can't think of the archetype. Red Eyes. Personally, I would love to see Red Eyes get some new support. Like maybe give them their own like tuner monster and their own synchro. Maybe the tuner monster should be a retrained version of the Black Stone of Legend. That would be cool. Maybe call it the Black Stone of Ancients, and it's a tuner. I mean, it's not a bad idea. You know, I mean, it's possible. But I will say though, I think with this set, we're gonna be in for something very interesting. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.